Ready for a great show?
We better get a touch-up here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, man. If anybody can make you look beautiful, Melanie, it's our assistant, Julie, here.
She is just a gem.
What a gem. Oh, be sure to get...
Gotta get your shinies.
I don't want to be shining on the camera there.
That you look good, Phil. You look good.
All right, you guys ready?
We're ready.
Let's go in 5, 4...
Good day to you. My name is Phil.
And I'm Melanie. Melanie Garzwanowski.
I like to just call her Mel,
He sure does.
And you're watching Vintage City Kids
Bible Story Highlights. And today we have an incredible story to share with you about a son that was lost and now is found.
It's true, Melanie. You know, that reminds me, I once lost one of my favorite ties.
Oh, no, Phil. That sounds heart-wrenching.
It's true. It was a very, very bad, sad day.
One time, I lost my phone for an entire day, and I couldn't even tweet. I couldn't tell anyone what I had for lunch, which was hashtag chicken salad sandwich, hashtag yum.
Well, all this talk about hash browns is sure getting me hungry for breakfast there, Melanie.
Phil, you silly guy.
I think it's time to get back to the news.
You silly guy. I think you're confusing hash browns with hashtag.
Oh.
Hashtag.
Is that one of your social media things there, Mel?
It is. It's from the Twitter.
Oh, well, let's hash browns get back to the news.
Okay, we'll do that. That sounds great. Our
story today, boys and girls, comes from the book of Luke, chapter 15, and it's called The Parable of the Lost Son. This story is one that Jesus taught. There was once a man who had 2 sons. One, two. And the younger son went to his dad and did a very, very naughty thing, Melanie.
Uh-oh, Phil. What did he do?
Well, Mel, he told his father that he basically didn't really like him very much at all.
That's not nice.
That he wanted all of his inheritance, or his money, Melanie, and that he was going to leave and go far, far away and never come back.
Oh, holy smokes, Phil. That's absolutely horrible. And you know, this made his father very, very sad. But he did what his son asked, and he gave him his inheritance money. And here at VCK Bible Story Highlights, we, via Skype, have the family for an exclusive on the story.
Let's go to him now there.
That kid took my money and ran away, but those days are over. We've forgiven each other, but it hurt me very, very deeply.
So this young man took all of his father's money and moved far, far away and did some very foolish things with his money. He partied hardy until the wee hours of the morning there, Melanie. He hung out with some pretty bad characters, and he spent his money on some very foolish things.
Yeah, I made some pretty bad decisions. I spent all my money on some pretty silly stuff. Parties, silly string, even breakfast burritos. But they weren't the ones from Santiago's. They were the ones from the gas station.
That's no good, Phil. After he had partied hardy, a famine came to the land.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, you guessed it. This foolish young man had spent all of his money and now was broke, penniless. He was starving. So finally, he found a job, and you'll never believe the job that he found.
I bet he was a news anchor, Melanie.
Oh, no, he was not a news anchor.
Did he sell fine ties and nice shoes?
He did not sell fine ties or fine leather shoes. He fed pigs for a farmer.
Wowzers, Melanie! Ooh, that
Ew.
sure is a stinky job.
It sure was, Phil, and especially being a Jew. Taking care of pigs was the lowest of lows, because for the Jewish people, pigs were unclean to eat or even touch. So it was a bad deal that he had to take care of those pigs, I'm telling you.
That's true there, Melanie. But while he was feeding the pigs, it says in the Bible that this young man came to his senses and that he realized he had made a really big mistake, Melanie.
Man, after feeding those pigs, I was just like, whoa, what am I doing? I must have been really, really dumb. I sinned heaven and my father. My father is a great man and a great dad. I must turn back and go home so I can make the things right.
Oh, Melanie, I wonder what the father did when his younger sons came back. Do you think he put him in a timeout? Maybe gave him a spanking.
Those are some good ideas. Or maybe he took away his phone, his Twitter, Facebook, Foursquare, WordPress accounts. I mean, can you imagine? But here's the thing, Phil. He didn't do any of those things. He saw his son walking home, and in the distance, this father's heart was filled with compassion, and he ran to his son.
He ran.
He
Oh,
ran.
man, Melanie, I sure hope he was wearing a nice pair of Nikes or Reeboks.
You know, I don't think he was. He was probably wearing sandals.
Oh,
Can you believe that?
I can't believe that.
You know, I don't think he cared. He was just so happy that his son had returned.
So he ran towards his son with arms wide open. He gave him a big hug and a kiss, because the father rejoices with arms wide open.
That's nice.
Sure is there, Melanie.
And then I saw him in the distance. I ran as fast as my little legs could carry me. And it wasn't fast. But I suited him up for the party after my servants fetched him the robe and the ring. And we had a great time partying.
Wow, Melanie, it sounds like it's party time.
Sure is, Phil. Woo-hoo-hoo, get out your party slacks.
I better put on my suspenders so my britches don't
you're
fall
dangerous.
off.
You're dangerous.
Oh, but there was one person, Melanie, who didn't feel like partying.
Uh-oh.
That was the older son.
Woo.
He was still very, very angry at his younger brother for leaving. And he felt quite self-righteous about the situation when his brother had left him.
Oh, no.
Man, my brother's so annoying. I never have a party because I always work for my dad. But when he comes back, the one that always disobeyed and wanted to walk off from his dad, he gets a party, even though I've been working this whole time and I don't get a party.
The father begged the older brother to join the party, and he absolutely refused, which was very, very dishonoring to his father.
Yes, it was there, Melanie. In this story, both sons had their problems.
That's right.
The younger one was quite rebellious, and the older one was very religious. Each son was dishonoring to his father.
You know, the father was a very good father, and the story shows us how God rejoices with arms wide open when his kids come back to him. When we give Jesus our hearts, our Heavenly Father embraces us and loves us, no matter what we have done in the past.
So some of you may be wondering, which son should we be? We don't want to be like the younger rebellious son, but we also don't want to be like the older religious son.
No.
You know, though, there was a third son in the story, Melanie.
That's right, Phil, and the third son is the one that's telling the story, Jesus. Our Father doesn't want us to be rebellious or religious. He wants us to have a heart like Jesus, to honor our Father and to love Him with all of our hearts. And when we are like Jesus, the Father rejoices with arms wide open. That's right. That's nice. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Vintage City Kids Bible Story Highlights. And remember that the Father rejoices with arms wide open.
Give me a hug, bro.
That's nice.
Well, you children have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Well, Melanie,
Hi, Phil.
hash browns, we sure covered that story today from head to toe.
I think you mean hashtag crushed it. You see, it's hashtag, not hash browns.
Well,
that's how that goes.
Either way, hash browns, I'm hungry. Let's go to Denny's.
Okay, let's do it.
Well,
I'll keep working on the hashtag for you. All right?
Okay.
Like hashtag breakfast.
I don't
hashtag
think I understand
bacon.
hashtags,
I
Melanie.
don't think you do either, but that's okay. We still love you.
Now if you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby. Just call out my name. I'll be there in a